Hey guys, it's Ed, welcome back to the kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to take the already delicious white chocolate and turn it into something even more amazing. Now I love this stuff. It's creamy, it's sweet, and it has the ability to pair with so many different flavours in the kitchen. But unlike dark chocolate and milk chocolate, it can be a little bit more one note. But thankfully, with just a little bit of time and a low oven, we can caramelize it and turn it into something just utterly delicious. So making the caramelized wet chocolate also couldn't be any easier. All you're going to do is place your chocolate onto a rimmed baking tray, and then we're going to turn the oven to 120 degrees Celsius. And then it's simply a matter of putting the chocolate in the oven for about an hour to an hour and a half, giving it a really good stir every 10 minutes. And as that time starts to go away, you'll start seeing the colour going from this really pale, almost white, yellowy chocolate all the way through to something that's golden and caramelly in colour. And it will also start to smell toasty and just utterly, utterly delicious. So the reason for this stirring is that if you leave the chocolate on the tray in the oven on its own, what will happen is the chocolate will catch and burn. Also, don't worry if that as you're giving the chocolate those stirs, it looks either really thick or even grainy. It just goes through these processes until it becomes this caramelized white chocolate. But as long as you give it a really good stir every 10 minutes, it will go back into a beautiful melted liquid chocolate. Just make sure you scrape the tray properly so there's no bits that haven't been moved around every now and again. So once the chocolate has been in there for enough time and it's gone this beautiful golden caramel colour, we can pour that into a heat-proof container and set that aside until needed. Now, as it cools, it'll go grainy, it'll also go streaky, you'll see pockets of white against the kind of caramel colour. Don't worry, unless you temper the chocolate, that's perfectly normal. I don't tend to use this as like an eating chocolate or a finishing chocolate because it's a little bit tricky to temper. I normally use this to flavour things like custards or ganaches, and that is what I'm going to show you in the next video. So other than the actual method itself, the one important thing to note with this recipe is that it's best to use a chocolate that is a really good quality, something that has at least 30% cocoa butter content. Otherwise, I find if it's lower, it can be harder to caramelize and you just don't get as good a result. So for this recipe, I'm using a 35% white chocolate from Qatar that works beautifully. You can also add a little pinch of salt if you want to kind of add that kind of salted flavor to the chocolate, which is crazy delicious as well. Now, make sure that you stick around and watch the next video that will come out later in this week, because I'm going to show you an amazing way to use this delicious stuff, this nectar of the gods, in a crazy delicious recipe. So if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. Also, leave me some comments down below of what you think this stuff would be really good in, because I'd love to know what you think you would use it for.